Live. I'm a giant minion. Anyway, I'm just messing around. I didn't know what I was going to pull in the middle of this. Welcome to 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Hope you're doing well. We are live every day. Try to be in the 5 o'clock hour. Seeing how things are going. It is Tuesday. For me, it's PI day. I get to do another PI conference today. I was helping out yesterday. My name is Greg Mester. I'm an Agile coach and Scrum Master. And here at 5 a.m. Mester Scrum, we talk about Agile and Scrum in a practical and tactical way. Hopefully so you can get home to your family or friends and enjoy their company and do things. Maybe you have some side projects or things you need to do. There's always stuff to do, no matter who you are. And try to help your business grow in ways and some ideas to make it go faster, because as you do better, maybe you grow too. And not stress out as much, working so long days and going crazy and having a little fun along the way. As we saw, throw that minion up there. This is episode 176. So we only got 4 more episodes and we'll have done this for 6 months. I didn't think it was going to go for 6 months, as they always say, but I've been doing it every day. So it's kind of interesting. And the nice thing is there's so much stuff to talk about. Every time I coach somebody, I learn new things and new topics. I had written some topics in my book, and then I'm like, well, I kind of want to talk about something I talked about yesterday with one of my people I was coaching. You always got to ask coaching. So 2 topics I want to talk about. There was a video I watched, and I connected with the person on LinkedIn the other day on how to handle a no. So I kind of want to talk about that. It's the opposite of the one day you have to be able to say no. And then on the other side, how do you handle a no, right? And then the other last one I want to talk about, since we were talking about jobs and stuff like that, I wanted to talk about everybody. Some people are really afraid about the process and stuff. So I wanted to talk about jobs and enjoying the process, right? And I want to talk about how a positive twist on when you do job interviews, had to look at it in a positive way. Sometimes I wish I record my coaching sessions when I'm walking around talking with people, and we're talking about stuff, and have that to play later so I can remember what the heck I said, because it was really good. But you know what? Sometimes you can't remember. So with that, let's get going. Keep it short. It is Tuesday. I got lots of things. I always say we all have lots of stuff to do, right? So Maureen Pound put a post the other day, how to handle no. And I thought it was really a nice way of doing it. And it was a good example. And they were going to some bank to get something, and the bank was about to close, and they wanted to do something. And the person at the front door said, no, they don't have time. But what it was interesting, everybody hears no's, and a lot of times they walk away, right? And we talked about in one of the episodes the ability to say no, and some people just can't say no. Well, some people just take no all the time and just go with it. Sometimes you have to go past that a little bit, especially as a Scrum Master, and also a dev team. And I got so many content things, ideas from the other day's conversation. But you have to learn to, one, hopefully understand the person why they're saying no. And like, for example, their store was closing in 15, 20 minutes. But what you need to be done shouldn't take 15, 20 minutes. But you have to kind of sometimes know why they said no on the other side, or ask them why. With that, now if you have something that needs to be done and they're going to close the store in 15, 20 minutes, you don't take 15 minutes to tell them why you really need to do something, because you just burned through your 15 minutes. And that goes maybe to like the elevator pitch or speech. What do you need to be done, and being clear and succinct, which we're not doing in the show because I'm half awake, I guess. Still waking up from late night shopping. You need to be able to condense what you need to do in a very succinct manner. And that helps set you up for them the ability to say yes. They may have a time crunch, but if you're clear and concise in what you want to do and why you want to do it, and don't tell a drawn out story, they may be more inclined to let you do it. It's kind of similar to, and I don't know if this had any impact. And I was in court the other day, and I think I told you about we won our case for in the appeals court, and I was so excited. And I still got to write. There's nothing I got to write in my book. But the other lawyer just talked and talked and talked and talked. And my lawyer was really clear and succinct to what they want to say. And he told the bailiff, it's like, yeah, I think because the other guy took so long. And he's like, I think we could just be done like 10 minutes and just put our, because it was like appeals case. And you retry the case in an appeals case. You just bring up your clarity points that you already submitted in your brief. And I think people appreciate that, right? I think to that point, it's appreciative. So rather than giving a long, because I'd be in like Agile meetings, and I'll get another Agile coach or they go in this long dissertation of why something works, and then everybody's just rolling their eyes. It just need to be, this is what it does and why. It takes you 15 seconds to say that. It doesn't take you 5 minutes. But the ability to, what do you do with the no? So a couple things. One, try and understand why they're saying no so you can appreciate it. And I got one more that I haven't told you yet. The other one is, when you do try to explain why you really need it, be concise and clear so that the person can see that maybe the conversation will go well and won't take forever. So if you talk forever like this and like you're rambling, they won't let you do it. A third point on how to handle a no. And I thought of, and it dawned on me. It's okay to give it a shot, to ask if you can. You get the first no, it's okay to ask and maybe ask again. The reason being, what difference would it be if they said no? They already told you no. So what does it hurt you to ask again in a different way and explain why you need a yes? Nothing. You have nothing to lose, right? So many people don't ask the next step because, well, they already told me no. So, okay, so you have the no in hand. Like if you're given a deck of cards and you already have the no, what would it hurt to ask one more time and a more clear and concise why you really need it and why it's important to the person that you're asking help for? Nothing, right? So, yeah. So think about it. So, one, kind of understand why the person's saying no, and don't be mad at them if they actually have say no, because they probably have a good reason most of the time. Sometimes they don't. To follow up with another, like, don't take no first time. Say, this is why I really need it, and don't go into a long drawn out reason, because they won't give you, because like it'll take you more time just to answer the question. And then third, what does it really hurt to ask again? Nothing. You have the no in hand. Asking again ain't gonna hurt. And if you keep it short and brief, it doesn't really take a lot of time for you. So I wanted to talk about that again. And it was a great example. And if you look for Maureen Pound from overseas, it was a good question though. So that's the no. And the last thing I want to talk about is jobs. And I was talking to someone, they were really hesitant about putting the resume out and going through the process and putting the job application, do the interviews and answer questions. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Everybody has that. And when I changed the dynamic or changed the perspective on that issue was where I said, why don't you change it to the process and enjoy the process, where you're doing the interviews and all. Think about it in this way. You put your resume out there, or someone called you and asked if they would like to interview or put you up for a position. And whether or not the position works is another question. but enjoy the process. You have somebody on the other side who wants to meet you, has read about you, and decide they would like to meet you. Maybe you can help their company. So rather than getting all anxious and really dreading the process, enjoy the process. Give yourself to talk to other people in your field, find out what they're doing. And it's not just interviewing you, but you're also interviewing them, find out what their company's like, how they do business, what do they do differently than what you're doing now. Open your eyes to new possibilities. And it was very interesting. Hopefully it took, because when we were doing the coaching session, it took this to light when I said, enjoy the process. Just do it. It's not going to hurt you. And you got to get used to it. You got to be out there anyhow. So with that, jobs, when you go through the job interview process, anxiety, yes, it'll be there. But think of it in a positive. These people really want to meet you. They're taking time out of their day, an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, whatever, to have a conversation with you. It may work, it may not work, but you're going to learn a lot of lessons. You're going to get, it's like that spiking with the practice tests. The more you ask questions, the more you understand about yourself, the more you're prepped, because maybe you're rusty, but do it anyhow, because when that real job comes, or maybe that will be the job, you never know. Even though you think you might have been rusty, they might have really liked your conversation. Um, Go ahead and have that conversation. Enjoy the process. Take the perspective that they wanted to meet you, and it's a good thing. And if you already have a job, then no sweat if you don't get the job. But relax and enjoy it, and take that as a different twist on these job interviews, right? Enjoy the process. Enjoy meeting the other company, finding out how they do business. Ask them what they do. What do they do in Agile Scrum? How they code, how they work together. What do they do? What's the dynamics of the company? What's the company like? What do you do? Do you do things? Do you go out and do stuff? What's going on? Right? Um, you know, sit in on a daily Scrum. I would love to. When I always do interviews, I said, well, can I sit in one of your daily Scrums? Right? Maybe I'm just where I am, and I like to find out where they're at and see what they're doing. I always look at the boards too. But anyway, I'm going off topic, but I'm going to let it go early. But again, being able to, how do you handle no in a good way to maybe ask a repeat question and see if you can't get around the no, right? That's item one we talked about. And the last one is jobs. Anxiety will be there, but try to take an attitude of enjoying the process, getting to meet people, just like doing a meet and greet kind of thing, but also take it to a point where they want to meet you, right? It's not that it takes time. It's a lot, their energy goes into interviewing you. So feel proud of yourself that somebody wants to bring you in for an interview and then enjoy the process. And if you don't get the first one, that's okay. Learn from it, experience, get the rust off the interview process for the job if you're in a transition position. So with that, that's all I want to say today. I got more stuff later on that I'm spreading out over time. But again, trying to keep this under 15 minutes. We're at like the 13-minute mark. Please like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up, share, and ring the bell. So when we go live or we post clips up, and I got to get back into the posting the clip part where I take smaller pieces and post them and share them on the different things. And send us questions on LinkedIn. Connect with me as Greg Mester. Follow our website at 5amMesterScrum. Follow our LinkedIn page, and I'm still working on the website. It's on the list up there that's on the wall. And have a great day. It's Tuesday. Happy scrumming. Enjoy your day. And just enjoy. All right. Take care. Have fun. Bye. See ya. And we're out of here.